Hey guys, the Jungle Explorer here, and today I've got a really special feature for you, okay? Now, I told you on my channel a few months ago that I wasn't going to do any more product reviews, and this is not a product review. This is actually a camera that I reviewed almost 3 years ago, the Campark T45, and I'm coming back after 3 years of full-time usage of this camera to give you an update on how it's done and let you know what it has been doing, okay? So, if you are a subscriber to my channel and follow my videos, then you saw this video come out 3 years ago when I first bought the Campark T45. And this was one that I bought for myself just because I wanted to use it. And I decided to do a review for it. And you guys have seen my channel explode with trail camera reviews since then. Just all kinds, truckloads of trail camera reviews, because the review for this camera was so successful that other trail camera companies wanted me to do reviews on their cameras too. So I started doing those, and it became such a big job that I actually had to create a separate channel just for product reviews. And it all started with this camera right here that I bought for myself over 3 years ago. And so if I don't do product reviews on the Jungle Explorer channel anymore, if you still want to see those, you can go to my Nothing But Gadgets channel and see the new reviews that I am doing. This is a follow-up, a 3-year in the field test review of the Campark T45. I already did a lot of other technical reviews, so I'm not going through that. Today, what I'm just going to show you is what it's been doing and the pictures. Now, what makes today really, really special is because I actually lost this camera. I lost it, guys. I put it out in the field in the beginning of 2021, and I have a whole bunch of cameras out in the field, and I'm getting so many of them over a big area that I actually have to keep, a location on them. So I normally just take a picture with where I set them out, so that if I ever forget where one is at, because I'm dealing in a barren forest, and a lot of times I'm setting them out just where I find good animal sign or trails and there's no actual path or anything to them. So I take a picture and I have the GPS location of them in the picture so I can go back to them. And when I set this thing out, I forgot to take the picture. So after several months of doing other things, I forgot where it was. And then it rained a bunch, and then we had incredible growth, and it got covered up. And so I just found this camera yesterday, and that is why I'm doing this follow-up today, is because I am so stinking impressed with how this camera performed, even being lost in the woods for over 9 months, okay? So here's what's happened, okay? So I found this yesterday. I pulled it out of the field. I was like, oh man, I bet it don't even work anymore, because it's actually been in continuous use for over 3 years since I first bought it and did the review on it. And it has taken a lot of pictures. I mean, to say that this thing's probably taken 500,000 pictures would be a very low estimate, okay? Over the last 3 years, it has been working almost constantly in the field. All right, so I was just so eager to see if it still worked. And it still has the batteries that it was in, that I put in January. And so let me go ahead and turn this on here. Let me see which way it goes. And there you go. It still turns on, and after 9 months in the field on the same set of batteries. Okay. Now, when I put it in the field, I set it to take one picture and one 30-second video. Now, not a 10-second video, a half-minute video. Every time it was activated, and it was working 24 hours. So it worked from when I put it in January all the way to the middle of June, okay, almost 6 months. It worked. It finally filled up the 32 gigabyte SD card, because those long videos, we had some really bad storms and windy days, and but it finally filled up the 32 gigabyte SD card in June. And it had over 1,000 videos, okay? Over 1,000. That's over 500 minutes of HD video, which, is hours and hours and hours. And the battery still have power. It can still be taking pictures, okay? So it did really, really good. It's a little worse for the wear. It's a little faded. The color is a little faded on top. You can see where it was kind of getting the sun up here, but the actual color of it, look at the sensor covers. None of those are all widened out. You know how sometimes they'll get chalky and break. None of that just looks like brand new. The camera's still good. Everything seems to be working really good on it. No problems whatsoever, just except for the little bit of fading that it has here on the top. You can see the difference. That's about it. That's all that's wrong with the camera. Still works good, and I'm actually going to put it out. This baby's going to stay in the field till it breaks, and then I'll let you know. But man, I actually caught some pretty cool things while this was out in the field. You know, I got tons of pigs and tons of deer, coyotes and stuff. Even I watched basically this herd of pigs go from pregnant stage, having their babies and then there's this one video that I'm going to show you where the pigs actually lay down, three sows lay down in front of it, and their pigs go to eating right there in front of the camera, as if they just planned it. It's like, oh, there's a camera, let's lay down and perform for it. It's crazy what they did, and something you just don't hardly see on film. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you a montage of samples from the time that it was out there, and so let's hit that right now. Okay, so that was just, not everything, my gosh, I mean, it's thousands of files. That was just a few of the videos, some of the better ones that happened. I just caught so many, I can't put them all in there, all right? So, you know, it's just still performing great. Now, I have some newer cameras that do take a little better footage at night, and I've got some 4K cameras that have some amazing daytime video and stuff, but let me tell you, this thing really did some amazing things that just almost seem like it's almost impossible, even compared to the more modern technology that's 3 years more developed. This thing really kicked butt. So I'm going to put up a video here at night, and you won't see anything in it at first glance, but I'll show you that there is something there. So here's that video. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything there, but I'm going to replay it and zoom in on where the animal is. Okay, this is at night, through grass, through trees, and there is an animal all the way in the back there that you can barely see, and this camera picked it up. Through all that disturbance, it picked it up, okay? That's what I call an incredible sensor. Now, we had some really windy weather, and obviously it did take some false positives, but it had to be really stinking crazy weather in order to activate this thing falsely, because, like I said, it was in the field for 9 months, and it functioned for 6 months, and it took 6 months to fill up an SD card, and that's shooting 30-second video, so you know it didn't get a lot of false positives. Even on the windy days, it still really did well. Here's another incredible video. Like, how did it do this? Okay, so this is daylight. There is an animal in this video. I'm going to play it for you, and then I'll come back and see if you saw it. Okay, so you see it's all grown up. It couldn't possibly detect anything in that, right? Okay, there is an animal there. Did you see it? Okay, let's play it back, and I'm going to show you where the animal is. Is that not crazy? There was a bobcat there. Now, it started detecting it when there was just almost none of that bobcat visible, okay? And then, of course, it walks out towards the end of the video, and you can see it a little bit more. But my gosh, this thing, how did it pick it up inside of all that grass? I mean, at that point in time, you'd have thought most cameras would have just basically been going off all the time simply because just all the grass in front of it and all the structure movement. But no, it picked that bobcat up through that grass. I don't know how it's doing it. I mean, I don't know the technology behind how this thing is sensing, but to pick that thing up in that dense of foliage and all that structure is just really incredible. The very last video that this thing took, okay, was a deer, and it's almost like that bobcat. So let me show you that. Yeah, so that was really cool, man. That was the last video that I caught before the battery died, was that deer going through that heavy brush. And so I was just really, really impressed with the camera as far as its detection ratio, and how long it lasted. The batteries are still functioning, and it went through all that. Now I'm going to show you the really cute video that I was going to tell you about. And there was this herd of sows that started coming through on a regular basis, and I watched them go from pregnant to having their babies, and then I'll end it with the cute one at the end. So here we go. Here's a little montage. Incredible. Just this thing just captured the whole cycle of life there, and including the mothers feeding their little babies. That was so cute. You know, my wife really likes that kind of stuff. I am a hunter, and I do hunt for food, guys, but it doesn't mean that I do not appreciate nature in its glorious form. Even though in Texas, feral hogs are a pest and people do hunt them, you know, let's just enjoy what God created there. And and you know, enjoy that moment. And especially since this camera was out there and caught that, and I've never caught anything like that before on camera. So the Campark T45, guys, had I known how good this little camera was going to be, I would have bought 10 of them way back in 2019. This has been a great little camera, and who knows how long it will last. One day it's going to die. I'm going to be sad that day, but until then, I'm going to keep it, leaving it out there, catching those beautiful moments, and just enjoying what it sees. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, this is the Jungle Explorer, signing out.